Alright, so that's your first gen head. Okay, then you move into the 50 castings. So that's all of these 5 right here. So they all look the same on this side because there's really no difference on this side. The changes are on the other sides. So this is the stock intake rivet in here. Like I said, I have no way of duplicating that. Never seen a duplicate that looks good. And once you screw it up, there's no fixing this damn thing either. So that's this one. So this set here is a good set for the nipple part. Everything else I can fix. I can't fix that. That and stars are hard. Can't fix stars either. When they're loose, burn out, they're out. See, that one sticks way up. So this one here, the seats have been cut deeper. This is a different color. See how deep color it is compared to this one? A little bit different alloy. We're starting to get some cracks going now. There's light cracking. Your spark plug insert's a piece of a steel insert. It's got like these 2 fins that come out like that, and that's what keeps it from rotating. That's underneath where this crack area is. So the actual crack is only about an 1/8 inch thick. There's steel underneath it. So if you look at that piece of steel where it's machined, see how it's really thin there, the aluminum? That's why they crack there so much. You got a couple things going on. One, you got detonation going on, which breaks everything. But also the heat, you know, the aluminum and the steel heat up differently, so it causes cracking from that too. So when you overheat the motor, it'll start cracking also. This one here is not cracked. This one here, the seat's up higher, like it should be. So there you go. Looks like you're getting a little bit of a valve guide boss crack up in there. That happens if you beat them in too hard. Or the biggest thing is you don't clean the carbon off the guide when you beat it out. It likes to split that wide open. It also takes that carbon and you shove it through the hole, opens the hole up, which is bad. So this is broken off exhaust spigot. This one here is a replacement tube style. This is probably a piece of 2-inch tubing. Stock diameter is 2050, so these are way too small. But you see a lot of these in here. The problem when you use tubing like this, when you weld on it, it loses all its heat treat. So it becomes very soft and buttery. So basically it becomes real weak, just like that is. So the cast material does not lose its heat treat when it gets welded because it doesn't have any. So, but this stuff becomes real gummy. Cast aluminum still machines like cast aluminum. So it's actually stronger to be the cast than it is to be the billet after you weld it. Now eventually over the years that will age hard and get hard again, but you got to wait a while for that to happen. Alright, so these are your 50 castings. So these are the date codes on these ones. So this one had an E mold on it, which was this one. This is an E also. No, this one's not an E. This says this is a 10-2. There it is, 10-2. It's a 1950 casting. So the E mold is off to the side over here. So that's the pattern they use to make the head from. So there's something different about the E and the regular one. I don't know which one's early, which one's late. I just know they're there. 50 heads go all the way through 54, so it's 50 through 54 on these. These work for 4 years, these only work for 2 years. So, actually that's, yeah. Well, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 50, that's 5 years. 5 production years. You know, it's not like it's only 4, it's 5. So, anyway, here's another E code here. This one here is a W code, whatever that meant. And here's another E code over here. So I got 3 E codes, no code, and this one's a W. That was over here in the number over here, not in mold. That was in the number. And you can also see how crisp and large that is, and see how crappy this one looks. And then these get really bad over here. You can hardly even read them. Those are definitely the E's. And both of these ones you can't read are the same. 0 here, just different date there. So that's either a month or a date, or a day. They both have the 0 in the front. So whenever Foundry was making these, their mold sucked. whoever was making these ones, they had nice good stuff. So it's got real nice and bright numbers. This one here is kind of in the middle. You can see all the material's kind of crappy looking through here, but it's not like that. So I don't know if this is earlier than that or later than that. You know, if this is how they started, and it turned into this at the end. Most likely, you can see how nice that is there. This is probably an early head, and this is the later crap. It went to this, and then it went to that. That'd be my guess. They didn't care. But Harley went to the cheapest place to get foundry work done. And low man totem pole does the work. So this is what the threads look like when you put the insert in it. Obviously it's stripped. The hole's been drilled way out. So there you go. A couple broken fins. So this here, Colony makes an oversized insert to go in here, and you have to buy a special tap that costs like $300. And then you can tap it out and put an oversized insert and go back to a stock head, even though you don't have to weld this all up and start over. Or you can weld up and start over. This one here had a broken part running around in there, don't know what it was. Obviously exhaust spigot's gone. This one still has an exhaust spigot that's usable. That one's junk, that one's gone. This one still has part of another one. This one's still usable, still got something left that makes it usable. This has really nice high seats in it. This is a really nice head actually. No cracks, the seats are right up like stock height. So it's a pretty good looking head. But the rivet's gone, so you can't duplicate whatever's been done on this side. Yep, what you got's what you got. So Colony makes a bolt that goes in there with a nut. So that's about all I can do on that one. See all those marks on the guides right there? That means they're way oversized. Every mark is one size bigger. One tile, it's got 5 marks, that's 5 over. That's 6 marks, 6 over. This one looks like it's 5. Something I noticed is both of these bad castings have pretty high looking seats that look original, but they have big ass guides in them. See, lots of marks on them. Well, that's a modern guide. Back in the 70s they were done like this. In the 80s they started going to this style like this. So both of these heads have almost the same size, oversized guides. So it's like the Harley had a problem with making the machining and they screwed them all up. It's hard to believe you'd have enough valve guides to go with that big over, yet you have no cutting on the seats here. So my guess is they were made screwed up. But anyway, that's how these things go. And like I said, you got lots of broken pieces you got to deal with. You got oversized holes you got to deal with on your pan cover screws. This one's all pretty good. Number 10s. This one's stripped, and this one here was stripped. So this one here has been helicoiled, it looks like. All of these. Yep, these have been all helicoiled back to standard. These are going to strip. You might as well just helicoil every one of them. It's a lot better. Hi, Evan. All right, we'll be back. All right, we're back. Let's see, we left off on these early heads that got weird casting marks. So anyway, that's what those are. Well, one thing I left out on these heads is these are all 4 fin heads right here, 4 fins. Plus all these early heads, the markings are on the outside where you can see them right here. The later heads are, that changes. All right, so that is your 50 to 54 head. Then we move up into our 55 and 6 heads over here.